Victoria Olubi is an Amazon best-selling education author, business owner and educator. In 2010, she founded The Tutoress, a private tuition company which specialises in helping children to pass competitive school entrance exams. As an educator and teacher, she has helped hundreds of children to excel in their education and win places at some of the UK's most prestigious schools. Furthermore, Victoria is the founder of M.I.A, a brand which started in her parents' kitchen and has quickly become a much-loved range amongst women with curly and afro hair. Her passion for helping others to excel both personally and professionally has quickly enabled her to create businesses that make a positive impact in people's lives. Arzu Merali is one of the co-founders and the research director for IHRC. Established in 1997, the Islamic Human Rights Commission is a non-profit organisation based in London. They work with different organisations from Muslim and non-Muslim backgrounds to campaign for justice for all peoples regardless of their racial, confessional or political background. Part of her work is monitoring the media and producing research papers on hate crime, discrimination and human rights. A prolific author, her co-written books include titles such as Dual Citizenship, British, Islamic or Both, Hijab, Meaning, Identity, Otherization and Politics, and Towards a New Liberation Theology, Reflections on Palestine. Angela Jackman has been a recognised leader for her outstanding work in education law since 2003, when she was first ranked by Chambers and Partners. After qualification, she joined the Hackney Community Law Centre and practised there for 13 years, specialising in education, immigration, asylum and housing. Whilst working at the Law Centre, she became actively involved in grassroots community groups, including the Hackney Action for Racial Equality and the Hackney Anti-Deportation Campaign, and provided free advice to numerous voluntary organisations and charities. Angela won the Outstanding Achievement Award at the Legal Aid Lawyer of the Year Silver Jubilee Awards in 2009, in recognition of her long-standing work at the Hackney Community Law Centre, her involvement in pro bono legal services, and for leading in the field of education, mental capacity and community care law. Angela has been instrumental in a number of landmark cases. Her most recent high-profile case, soon to go to the High Court, was that of A and B versus Secretary for Health. In this case, a young girl had to travel to England with her mother to seek an abortion due to Northern Ireland's strict abortion laws, preventing her from getting one in her home country. Angela has been shortlisted in the Solicitor of the Year category for the 2014 Law Society Excellence Awards. Leaving behind degrees in biochemistry and nutrition from the United States, Somi Guha came to Britain to train as an actress and entered the industry in 2004. Though she played a series of diverse roles in award-winning films like Children of Men, TV crime shows such as The Bill and Wire in the Blood, and several independent films, she quickly noticed that not only were the mainstream roles limited for her racial background, but there was an overwhelming focus on racially stereotypical themes. This led Somi to set up her own company, Fractured Image, in 2008, through which she has written, directed and produced short films that deal with stories of characters' humanity that people of all backgrounds can relate to. Her long-term work with people of different ages and various backgrounds in the field of community health, along with her personal hatred of racial stereotyping and segregation in her industry, led Somi to work with Lawrence Davies, Director of Equal Justice, to formally challenge the deliberately scripted Racism for Laughs on BBC's Top Gear. Heidi Mirza is a Professor of Race, Faith and Culture at Goldsmiths College, University of London. As one of the first black women professors in Britain, she is internationally known for her pioneering research on race, gender and identity in education. She uses post-colonial and black feminist theoretical frameworks to explore social exclusion, human rights and equality issues for Muslim, black and minority ethnic women. She has researched widely on the experiences of young Black and Asian women in school and processes of racialization in higher education. Her recent work explores multicultural education, citizenship, and cultural and religious difference, including Islamophobia and gendered violence. In her essay Black British Feminism, Then and Now, celebrating 30 years of Black feminist tradition in which she has been part of a scholarly movement that has changed the way we teach and write about race and gender in the social sciences, she said, "For me, Black feminism is a stalwart tree with rich, deep roots, lovingly nurtured by careful, critical gardeners. The wise embrace of its strong branches can reach out across time and space to provide shelter and a multitude of different voices. It is why, after 30 years, it is still the branch on which I sit." Afroze is a vocal advocate for religious freedom alongside opposing racism and prejudice in all its forms. She is one of the founding members of the Alubite Society at the University of Birmingham, the first ever Shia Muslim student society, and has since worked actively to promote both inter- and intra-faith understanding. For her academic research, Afroze has sought a more holistic understanding of Islamophobia, which goes beyond the popular scholarly and policy focus and looks critically at Islamophobia as a form of racism in the truest sociological sense. She has blogged for the Huffington Post on media representations of Islam and Muslims and has spoken at many academic conferences as well as public events on her research in particular and also on religious freedom more generally. She has been a vocal commentator at events and in the media on the Trojan Horse investigations in Birmingham and argued that the investigations were a witch hunt against the Muslim community. As the Black Students Officer for the National Union of Students, Malia is working tirelessly to ensure there is a strong Black representation at every level of the student movement. Along with this, she has continued to develop and be part of a strong NUS Black Students campaign that increases the unity of all students of African, Arab, Asian and Caribbean heritage, which fights against racism in society and inequality in education, and calls for international peace and justice for the Black majority of humanity. In her role as Black students' representative at the NUS National Executive, she was part of a campaign with Muslima Pride, which successfully overturned the ban on a niqab at Birmingham Metropolitan College. Along with this, she has lent her voice to a movement aiming to stop the deportation of international students at London Metropolitan University and pushed for the NUS to support justice for Palestine after years of silence. Malia has founded, established and worked to promote a number of organisations, including the Black Women's Forum UK, the West Midlands Pan-African Students' Union and the West Midlands Palestine Societies Forum. Most recently, Malia has led Operation Black Student Representation 2014, which involved campaigning for Black students in student union elections from Warwick to King's College London. Jenni Steele is a motivational speaker, mentor and broadcast journalist. Her popular radio show, Keeping It Real with Jenni Steele, broadcasts every Sunday on WOW FM. Jenni created the show as a platform to motivate her audience by celebrating local heroes with real stories of entrepreneurship and success. In 2006, Jenni became a mentor for young girls in London, visiting schools and facilitating workshops on public speaking and confidence building. Inspired by this, Jenni set up the Lioness Ladies Women's Network, a monthly event for women to promote or showcase themselves, bringing together professional women and potential entrepreneurs. The Lioness Ladies will soon be a fully fledged foundation which helps young people to fulfill their dreams and give them the motivation they need to plan a successful future. In 2014, Jenni became the National Ambassador for Domestic Violence UK. She has attended events all over the country raising awareness and funds for victims of domestic violence. This new role enabled Jenni to share the story of the domestic abuse she suffered as a teenager to thousands of people, reaching out to those who had hidden their own plight and getting them to communicate with the charity to release some of the pain they have carried silently for years.